Hello everyone. Today I will be delving into the impact of technology on Muslims. In the light of the rise of technology over the past few decades, which has been revolutionary and earned its indisputable role in our daily lives, its benefits are countless, and while appreciating it, we also mustn't turn a blind eye to the damage it has been creating, especially the one that has brought upon principles. Two of the latest technologies have become so inalienable, and by their excessive use, you will be pulled into a rabbit hole of wrongs. So how can we use it carefully? Well, we'll first have to get an idea on the misuse of AI. Ever since AI became accessible to the general public, problems have been rising, since it has been used mostly for unintended purposes only, such as phishing. Generative AI, such as ChatGPT, has rose paved the way for cybercriminals. According to a report made by cybersecurity firm /Next, malicious phishing emails have increased by 1,265% since the last fourth quarter of 2022, and a 967% rise in credential phishing in particular. AI has been intentionally making it easier for the illegal and unethical to thrive, meaning AI chatbots have special traits like plausible and professional writing styles, eliminating grammatical and spelling mistakes usually made by people when making efficient business compromise. Furthermore, AI can generate and spread phishing campaigns to a much faster rate than what people are capable of, increasing the surface area of phishing fraud attacks. Spear phishing is a type of phishing that depends on LLM technology that can obtain and use information offered by the internet in making the deceiving of the targets much easier and increasing the chance of succeeding. There's also another type of phishing that is called voice phishing, or also known as vishing, that uses phone calls and voicemails and voice messages to trick people into sharing sensitive information by impersonating a trusted contact or an agent. Attackers use AI to clone the people that they're impersonating. And moving on to deepfakes, which are AI-generated fake pictures used for many purposes, but the common ones are creating fake intimate pictures of people that the perpetrator uses to harass the victim. Among the examples we can mention, there's spreading those pictures to the family's close friends, or the victim's close friends or family, or it could be using them to blackmail the victim by threatening to ruin their social life using these fake pictures. Most of the victims have been young women and teenage girls. There have been reported cases of sex offenders using the AI-generated pictures, using the AI technology to generate pictures involving minors. A number of the victims were driven to the point of committing suicide because of the humiliation and pressure inflicted by the situation. There still isn't a law against deepfakes, and they're still legal at the moment in many countries of the world. Keep in mind, what is morally prohibited is not necessarily legally prohibited. A way to put an end to this is by regulating the accessibility of AI and a new legislation on this matter. That leads us to plagiarism, an improper way of making use of the information offered by AI. An article from the year 2023 reads, an academic paper entitled Chatting and Cheating, Ensuring Academic Integrity in the Era of ChatGPT was published in an academic journal in the year 2023. It describing how AI tools raise a number of concerns when it comes to school honesty and plagiarism. What the readers, and indeed the peer reviewers, did not know was that the paper itself had been written by the controversial AI chatbot ChatGPT. Professor Debbie Cotton, who pretended to be the paper's lead writer, said that she wanted to show how this technology is developing very fast and it's going to be difficult for universities to outrun it. That was an article from the Guardian website. Now, it has been made very clear how much students are relying on AI chatbots to do their assignments. And normally, there are softwares that can detect AI-generated assignments, but due to the latest developments in AI, they can pass the radar. due to the fact that they now generate on who the work will be submitted in as. If it will be a student, then they will make grammatical and spelling mistakes and make the work seem inadequate enough to be turned in as a student's personal work. Same thing with workers who give all the work that they were supposed to do to an AI application, be paid for being incompetent and lacking a conscience. Now, how you use this technology depends on the person entirely, given it's a voluntary act. Like mainstream media outlets, like New York Times, the Washington Post, Forbes have all been using AI learning tools to create news stories in the past few years. People don't seem to find big problems with this misuse of AI, saying it was its entire purpose. Well, and some people may argue that maybe it's making life too easy for those who can afford it and making people even lazier. And while this is not entirely wrong, like I said before, it still really depends on the person, whether they make good use of it or exploit it. Another technology that plays a fundamental role in the downplayment of morals in our modern day society is the internet, which is a globally used source of for entertainment, communication, and knowledge. Well, but it is used mostly for entertainment amongst adolescents and young adults, and the consequences of its usage are rather irreparable. And the internet detaches adolescents from social reality, which causes apathy that breaks the foundation of our cultural values, and breaks up society, families, and social circles. Like the violence encouraged by social media, which can be found in forms of jokes or on the internet or as hostile conversations, or you can find debates that either normalize or glorify the immorality and downplay the weight of criminal acts. And the rebellion in those unusual behaviors starts influencing the individual, especially the ones at a fragile age. Like the violence, like we said, the violence that can be found in real gore videos that are there has been talk lately on social media about these videos, and curiosity takes the best of us. And people can react to these videos in different ways. But the real problem are those who start to enjoy it. Some people's reason for watching shifts from curiosity to pleasure. Gore videos usually cause anxiety, emotional distress, and even oftentimes PTSD. So why would a person feel psychological arousal at the sight of a stranger getting murdered and brutally tortured? Reasons: mental illnesses and disorders. But what enabled those disorders is being exposed to violent content, causing a lack of morality and no acknowledgement of right and wrong. Lastly, online child sexual exploitation. This kind of sexual exploitation is not necessarily physical. It is the kind from behind the screen, which it could be consuming child sexual abuse material, blackmail children for sexual purposes, grooming, etc. There have been cases where the legal guardians of a child use social media platforms to get views from a certain audience by addressing their children a way that pleases that certain audience and making them say suggestive things. Making sure your child does not encounter any of these situations is a parent's responsibility. The anonymity the internet offers people gives them a sense of security when expressing their ideas and opinions that are oftentimes immoral, and giving them these rights of freedom of speech that they felt deprived of in real life. There doesn't seem to be a solution to treat this from its roots. Community guidelines, parental control, and age restriction have not made a change hoped for. So is the only solution abolishing such a developed technology? Or should the situation stay the same, so we view it as this necessary corruption that brings attention to the good offered by the internet? Thank you.